Hello and welcome to yet another video for this weekly analysis for India market. So today I've got a chart in front of you which I will be giving you much in detail, so don't worry about it. But what we're going to cover is we're going to cover the whole heaps of indices, some of the ratio charts, and then look at some of the stocks setting up, and I will at the end tell you what I am envisaging, because anticipation is what I always say, that we are not investors, all of us, at least I am more a probabilistic investor. You have to improve your odds against all this and make wealth through stock market. It's all about probability, and that's what we are trying to do every time when I come and share my view here. So right now in front of your chart, what you see is on the top there are three levels, three of them. So first one is where you just focus on my mouse, is the Nifty 50 index. Second one is I've created a CNX small cap versus a Nifty, which is a ratio chart to give you a perspective of what happens when there's a big rally in small cap versus Nifty and what Nifty does. And third is a small cap index altogether. Can you see it's a nice basing formation? But before I go into all the details, I want to share with you one analysis which I shared sometime in January 4th. And this was 2022 performance of high flyers Nifty. That time Nasdaq was like uh, also giving a rally. Bitcoin was also in a positive territory. Tesla, ARK ETF, is one of the technology ETF in US, and Tesla, you already know the shares. So I just shared this analysis comparing all of these four, because these are the four of them I track very closely to understand where smart money is moving. And you look at it, it was Nifty at that time was giving 27%, and Nasdaq was 17%. Bitcoin was down 56%, and Tesla was down 63%, and ARK was 78% down. And that was kind of underperformance. And fast forward now, as we are in September, you see this Nifty is still up 14%, but basically there has been bit of an underperformance from Nifty. Tesla has done a catch up. It's now positive territory from since then. It's plus 1.24%. What does it mean? If somebody invested in Tesla back then and would have just made 1% gain based on the point to point return. Nasdaq is minus 1% still down, and Bitcoin is still 43% down from that high, and ARK is 63% still down, is down and out. So it tells you the story here, what's going on. Tesla has done a catch up, and Nasdaq has done a catch up game there. But Nifty has gone nowhere. That's the point I'm trying. And what has happened in the chart below is at the same time, the point where I'm saying 9th January, where I did, the small cap have given 32% return, whereas Nifty has just given mere half the return of it, which is less than 14% or something about, right? So, and that's where you see this middle chart where you see the ratio chart. So the ratio chart, if it's trending up, because I have small cap on the top versus Nifty, so it's trending up. And whenever you see some kind of a down performance here, like this one, that means the Nifty was going up, which you can see here, and small cap was going down, which you can see here. So that's what it tells you. The ratio chart tells you where is the performance of the market, and you should use the ratio chart to give you clarity, because having that view of multi-view becomes sometimes you don't get that picture, and you see, if you see Nifty as a whole, you may not see any value, but as soon as you have some ratio charts in your picture, then you say, okay, here is some story where you are looking at some kind of serious underperformance. And this is, by the way, is a weekly chart, and I'm recording this video on 11th of September 2023, so please keep that in mind. But when you go into daily chart, then you get a better picture, because after a downturn, now what happens always, there's a contraction, expansion, and that's what the theory where stock market works, and we have to increase our probabilities here. So that's what I want to drive home. So please do some analysis on the ratio charts, understand where the where we are at the moment, and then accordingly take the bets. And for me, this is what I wanted to share. Let me just mute my phone so that it doesn't disturb. So what I wanted to share more about it today is, a, let's now individually look at what's going on. So what I will do is I will just make it single chart so that it's easier for us to fathom. Yeah. Now, look at what happening, and every week we cover all the heaps of indices, and want to share with you, starting with Nifty, is let's look at what is happening to small cap. Now, What do you notice here? This is a daily chart, okay, and there is a bit of exhaustion you can see here, right? There is, and it is just kind of getting smaller. The body of the candles are smaller. But what does it tell you? That there is a bit of exhaustion coming in. You never know how long this rally will last, but looking at it, this is the picture. Now, for me, it has gone 42% up from below, and there has been only one rest period, and then it's just going up. And these last two candles are the biggest candle from the previous months, previous weeks. And that tells me this is a euphoric movement. And if I do a standard deviation on the mean, you would know that exactly from the moving averages. If I have to just put moving averages, simple moving averages, if I put it, which I track is like say 21 for Fibonacci, or a 30 moving average, whichever way you look at it. Let's put 30 and see how far it is from 30, and look at that. And if you look at 10 week moving average, just to see where it is, and it is just, you can see a vertical rally up. And for me, that is a bit of a warning sign to me. What should I be doing? I will not put any incremental capital on small caps. I want that this to, bit of a rest period before it moves up. And I would focus on pocket where not too much of a focus is there for the larger community. Because whenever I see Twitter posts, I see everybody posting 1x 2x, and they've got 40% hike, and that sometimes put me in an uncomfortable position. But whereas, what did I say about CNXIT? Look at that. This is undernode sector, and that's where you should be focusing on. Last time when I said this is going in a box, and now it has given a clean breakout in the box. And I told you, start looking on those stocks which are breaking out from this box earlier than Nifty or the index is doing. And that's where the that could be the next set of leaders in this space, and you will find them all in some kind of small cap space, and or the mid cap space in IT, where they've just shown phenomenal returns. Look at Bsoft, which is going like strength to strength, and some other stocks like Zinzar and all that. There are small IT companies, Sonata Software, which is my all time favorite. And again, please keep in mind, no recommendation. I'm just sharing with you my view, because that is where Bsoft. Let's. Sorry, I'm looking in indices. That's why, and it'll tell you the story where it is, right? Movement. This is the story of Sonata Software, while what is doing the index is doing, right? And when you do the simple analysis of, and you can do this. I've created a whole video on this one, so I'm not going to go into the ratio chart towards the benefit. But all you do is just put um, this in picture. This is Sonata Software versus CNXIT, and then you will get a picture of what's going on. This is the underperformance or of CNXIT, whereas Sonata Software was like growing ballistic, and now it's just topping out. That's what it's selling, and then it's moving up. That time will tell, but it tells you there's a bit of a rest while index is catching up, and it will start to move and might just go in sideways before take a rally, and let others also catch up because it's done its job. And so that's how you should look at it on left hand side before taking your bets on that, right? And don't sell it early, because just because you were early in the game or party, right? The party is about to start. That's my view, and I can completely go wrong. And I always, at the start, I said we are all probabilistic investors. uh, you may call it long term investing, trading, but all we want to do is probability in your favor. That's about it, right? And look at Bsoft. So look at what's happening here as well. And again, it is just going all over, and this is just forming a nice base, and it's just resting a bit, but it's too far from the moving averages. So obviously there is a bit of an buying exhaustion which has happened, and you'll have to give it some time before it starts its leg up. But that's what I wanted to share with you today. And same thing goes with the small cap. If you look at it, it's also like having the same kind of picture, where you had last few weeks has been really giving some kind of euphoric movement. But and reality as also has has broken out from this level, which we are saying again. That is something which we will have to keep tracking. And some of the stocks are doing well, like DLF, which I've covered in in my complete video, that is breaking out as well. Now, what is metals? Look at the metals also, it's coming out of this box and going on these levels, so which is also a great sign. I did share about my trade on HEG last week, and it did. Um, I don't know how many of you followed that, and I was hoping that it'll go out of this range and close, but didn't. But there was a big volume, so I'll wait and see what happens. And not a strong close. I'm keeping close watch on this, and this is kind of an. And once HEG moves, it moves like crazy. So these are some of the stocks, some of the indexes. Focus on the sectors, and the sector which is you should look at it is bank nifty. And I talked about it, like when you are looking at it, this is where bank nifty was underperforming and now started showing some sign, which means bank nifty is ready to come to the party. And you should look for stocks in the large cap space where under owned happen. Take, and I always say that always sell to the strength, not to the weakness, because you get a better pricing. And if for me, what I'll be doing next this week is I'm going to be just trailing my positions. I'm not interested in adding more. Wherever opportunity, I will be taking them off the table, the profits off the table. Or if I have entered and there's little bit losses, I will take that. And that will be my perspective for this week. And move forward, I will be only allocating very very cautiously, especially mid cap and small cap space. I want them to rest a bit and do some catch up or correction, whatever it is. Market will tell us as we go along. But idea is to focus on sectors which is just breaking out, and then move to allocations there. And that's the my view on that. Hope this was useful to you, and keep a watch on Graphite and HEG, because they're all kind of following the same pattern. If you see HEG, Graphite, both of them I talked about it, and both of them came smart rally but had a bit of correction from the top. Let's see how it comes up. And keep a watch on Bajaj Finserv also. It's kind of, after underperformance, it just started showing some kind of green shoot there. So something you can keep a close watch on this stock as well. Well, that's all for today. I hope it was useful. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I know a lot of you are watching that and not subscribing to the channel. There's nothing cost you anything. Just subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and share with your friends and family so they all can benefit from this channel, because I keep coming up with videos which can make your journey in the stock market peaceful. And that's about peaceful weekend investing, is how can you invest alongside with your day job. That's the whole purpose of this particular channel. And my name is Shivendra. I'm signing off today. Have a peaceful weekend investing. Bye bye.